Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Build Stargate Command, or Let's Build the SGC. So again, this episode I've kind of like am recording the audio afterwards. But I've done a couple bits off camera, from what I remember from this episode. I've done quite a bit. I've added like a lot of the small details in the gate room. So you can kind of see like the computery thingamajiggies there. I've got some like more blobs as well, using different bits of iron bars and fence gates and anvils and ladders and player head things to like do like alarms and all that kind of stuff. So I've done a lot of that type of thing to actually put those together. This bit I really like though, it's just right in front of me. I really like that bit. It just looks a bit crazy and a bit cool because yeah, it's really weird, but like the gate room is actually just filled with rubbish. The other thing I've done is put a different type of iron bars with those iron bars to make like the little links, because there's these kind of like thicker links for the cables. I've also done the ceiling bits as well, so we've actually got where the gate can actually come through, that kind of like shaft, which I think they said was supposed to be like a missile shaft, and I've also pushed that back by a block, the actual glass bit here, which made it look a lot better. But it means that underneath there isn't actually the blast door that comes down, so I haven't actually got that on that bit. So yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to do there. I don't think I'll put the blast door in, but from the looks of it, it seems to come from nowhere anyway. Like it just suddenly appears. Yeah, it's a bit odd. So I don't know how it even is supposed to work in the real world. I've also like made a couple little minor changes. I've just kind of like cut this back by one block, just on the side. So I was just showing that there. And what else? Changed the gate around maybe. I think I might change that color. Invisible glowstone as well. Put that around to get some like a bit of invisible lighting around in the actual gate room. Obviously, I put the glass panes as well in. And yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be quite cool. But what we're going to do this episode anyway is we're going to be doing the circular corridors. So I'm just currently showing the views. I think actually quite work. So I think I've got the scale right. It's mainly a scale check doing this. Like because you can see the gate from both bits, like from there as well. So you can see the gate on both bits, which is quite good. It means that the scale's kind of right. It'll never be spot on, but it's close enough. I think this is also the episode where I realised that the doors were wrong, so I've switched those over, as you can see, which is quite cool. With the iron blocks. So yeah, I seem to be going on about that for quite a while. But yeah, this is really kind of like, it's a really different project, but it's really, well, I quite like it. I think it's really, I haven't really seen them. I've seen a couple that people have done of the SGC in Minecraft, and they look pretty good. Some of them are really good, like in like with the default texture pack. But I kind of want to make my own version of it. That's kind of what I'm doing with this one. I just really like it. I think it's cool. It's a fun project. It's one of those things that, I don't know, when you're like a fan of the show, you kind of want to do something, and me being able to somehow make it work in Lioness is really good. Now, next episode, I'm actually going to move that elevator, so that elevator's going to be in the right place. Well, actually, I'm not moving the elevator, I'm moving the entire SGC, I'm moving the gate room, which was a lot of fun. It was not fun. I actually messed it up a couple times, and then put the elevator after doing it, I actually put the elevator in the wrong place. As a nightmare, but it's now all sorted. So for episode 4, you guys will see the elevator in the right place. Yeah, that's kind of it. So when am I going to start building? I'm wondering. I think I should start building in a minute. Yeah. So there's this weird, like the circular corridors. It's a bit of a weird thing, but it is like, I don't know. It's part of it's just part of the SGC. It's this weird circular bit, and it's actually only a small section. I always thought it was much bigger. Whenever I was watching the show, it looked a lot bigger. I think there might be some like on the higher levels as corridors, but it's just really different. I think that's probably why they actually made it, is just because it is really different. I just kind of makes it stand out, but it doesn't really fit any purpose. It's like the only bit. It's the only corridors that are circular, and I've got like the pipes sticking out of the roof. So why? But I don't know. That's the creators of a sci-fi show. I think they just go, we'll do something a bit different instead of just using concrete, which is fair enough, because Some of the actual other corridors that we'll be doing are really, really, really simple. So not going to be like too bad at all. But yeah, super duper simple. So what I'm going to talk about today, kind of like, because especially in the other ones, I was like rambling on for ages about like the ships and all of that stuff. And I did have this crazy idea, right? Should I have, you know, like where Prometheus is, the, you know, X303, where it was in the ground type of thing, and it was like in its own facility. Do I like then with this mountain base, somehow find somewhere? It'd be really cool if I could find like a hidden canyon. It's not really the right word, but like a hidden plateau or something like that, somewhere in this mountain region where I've got this base where the SGC is kind of located. See if I can actually find one where I can just dig out a big cave where you can actually have some like big hidden door type things, and actually just build like a smaller version of BC 3 or 4, something like that. I don't know. I might have a look. I don't know if is that a good idea. If I can find the right spot, I don't know. Tell me in the comments anyway. Because that'd be really fun, definitely. And then I can do like an interior on that or whatever. I might do that like a let's build on the interior, because with ships and with that kind of thing, like buildings, you can do let's build series on like this. You know, like it's really, really easy to kind of talk about what I'm trying to do with a ship, though. Like especially with like warships and stuff, it's really, really difficult. Master Jam actually, as some of you guys know, Master Jam is a pretty good YouTuber as well, a really, really good builder. He's done a couple where he does like live streams of building ships and stuff like that. I can't do that. I just get like, I just go like completely silent because I just can't talk while doing it, so I can't explain what I'm doing. I'm just like, look at about a million pictures, scrap up some like blueprints and stuff, and then like try and figure out from there, then blow it up. Not literally, like just, you know, tear it apart. But yeah, kind of like destroy it. Whereas Master Jam's actually really good, so he actually does some live streams. So do check out Master Jam, definitely. So the actual room that I've just built is this weird room before the corridor section. It's a bit odd actually, but yeah, there is like this room, and it seems to just have random, those really, really old computers that kind of like stuck around in the SGC everywhere, and also just like some boxes. That's all I've ever seen it being in. It's really weird. It's just an odd room that doesn't really make any sense, but yeah, just weird. So you can see me like messing around with some of the more circular stuff, just using, because in the texture pack I've got some extra blocks like the stone stairs, you know, like concrete stairs. So I was using those. I've ended up changing, in the next episode I ended up changing the colour, because I go for like just normal stone, because then it matches the stairs, which is understandable. But I've now kind of like changed my mind on that completely, so I've gone back to like the dark stone. I just think the dark stone looks more SGC like, whereas the concrete, like my normal stone in the texture pack, just, I don't know, looks a bit dark. Not dark, no. Looks a bit too light concrete, rather than the like, military, slightly darker, a bit more warm type of colour. Otherwise, it makes it look too fresh and too new. At least that's what my understanding is. So I'm doing it in a minute, obviously, and this is just trying to figure out block sizes. Well, not really block sizes, how to figure out corridor sizes, and have a look at that. And I've kind of like done, I did a rough one beforehand where I figured it out, but there you go, you can see me switching over to normal stone, which looks a bit me, I think. I don't know. So I've kind of like switched it, but I was also tempted to do it out of cobblestone as well, but I think that was just going to be too dark for it. Just wouldn't quite work. At least that's the kind of like impression I got. I just think it would have been too dark. But then again, if you're doing it like in on a different texture pack, or in a different texture pack, not on a different texture pack. Yeah, in a different texture pack, probably stone brick is going to work the best for this area, this section. One of the things I didn't end up adding in is the lights. There's actually lights down at the bottom, but I couldn't figure out how to get them to work with the stairs without making it like. Whenever I put them in, it just made them look like they were just being cut out all the time. So I don't know, it was a bit weird. It was just a bit weird. So you can see me like trying to map out the size. So that's like part of the corridor, and this is kind of T-shaped. This circular bit. It's like a, well, this section is. It's like, more eye-shaped, isn't it? It's a weird shape. Let's go with this weird shape. We'll leave it as that. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. So you get like this part of it here is like a T shape, and it just goes from that weird room that's next to the gate room. Just it's like a little corridor that goes down, and then it goes around onto the like linking corridor, which is like connected up to the quarantine lab and stuff like that, like quarantine area, quarantine lab, whatever you called it, which we'll be getting to at some point, I'm sure. It'll be quite interesting to do that, definitely. And that all like links around at the back, so that's like where that one is. Well, just looking from that direction, that goes onto another corridor. But the middle part of it, which we've cut out, which hopefully I'll start building next. Hopefully. And what am I going to do? Am I going to build it? Or am I going to stand around? Probably going to just stand around. Yeah, the next bit, which... What am I even grabbing? Oh yeah, I was trying to make it look more circular, that was it, yeah. One of the problems with it was that when you just use stone, like stairs... well, actually no, it wasn't. It was... The one in the TV series, it's more circular on the top than it is on the bottom. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense. But the way I was trying to get this is by using the slabs, and I think it actually worked really well. And it works really well for the lights and the pipe work and stuff like that. But we're now going to go like this way with the middle bit. So I'm just going to like mapping out that. I've gone for 5 wide as well, which is quite big, but it means you've got like 3 blocks of walking space, which is quite good, I think. It's pretty generous. I think it's probably bigger than the actual walking space of the SGC, probably around 2 meters, something like that. But I've gone with like 3 blocks, so I don't know. We'll see if it causes any problems down the line. It might just mean we get a couple bigger rooms, which bigger is never really a problem. As long as you like, if you're going to be a couple blocks out, it's best to be like bigger, you know, because you can always work with it a lot better. And I'm just digging out around now. I think this is me trying to figure out the back wall, because the back wall's really weird. And this is actually where the elevators are going to be, so yeah. Just clear that, so you might be able to see it in a minute. Hopefully I'll show you guys. Yeah, there you go. So that's where one of the elevators is going to be. That's where I'm actually going to put the main elevator, the one that we jumped down to get into this base in the first place, so the one that's actually linked up. I'm actually still thinking about linking up the other ones, and actually having a... I might open up another one of the elevators, and then have that go into the upper floors or something, I don't know. We'll see. It's either that or... I think there'd probably be stairs going all the way to the top. But that's just, like, massive to me. Like, imagine... It's like 125 blocks, so imagine going up all those stairs. But I'm sure they'd have sort of stairwells or of some kind. Probably not just one gigantic stairwell, though. They'd probably have, you know, like, lots of little ones that go into different areas, and then you go to a different stairwell, or something like that. That's what I expect, anyway. So this bit that I'm just clearing out now, that corridor... the one that you can kind of see to the left, I guess. So I'm clearing out. There you go. The one I'm looking at right now, that actually goes up to the control room. So that's where they actually control the whole Stargate operation type stuff. Where you get like, you know, General Hammond or Landry or whoever it is, you know, saying, who the hell's dialing us, and doing the whole general thing. So that's actually where that corridor goes. Because it's really weird from going from like watching the TV show, even like watching, like, I've watched over 200 episodes, probably watched the entire series through at least 3 times. That's a lot. So that's like 600 episodes in a way. Like, I've watched 600 episodes, probably maybe more. That's bad, isn't it? But I never knew the layout of the SGC until I started looking at these plans. I didn't realise how everything linked up. It's weird. You just don't get it. Like Atlantis. Again, I'm going back to Atlantis. Atlantis, I knew like how the layout of their gate room is, or the control tower is, and it kind of makes sense. But the SGC, I never really understood it. It's a bit weird. I'm just cutting through to the control room now to give myself an idea of where the hell I am. It's actually a lot further away than I thought it was going to be, but it's not unworkable. Like, it's not massive away. It's actually probably just around 2 blocks out from what I was thinking in my head, which 2 blocks out is absolutely fine. Now the bit I'm looking at now, there's this weird circular bit. It actually reminds me of this episode where Samantha Carter gets taken over by some robot thing. It's a really weird episode, actually. It's not my favourite, but It's a bit of a weird episode where she gets taken over. And it's like this is like curvy bit, not what I'm cutting out there. That's the other elevator. The bit on the back wall there, which hopefully I'm going to be working on now. There's like a curvy bit in the wall. It's just like cut back. It's really odd. So like the circular nature of those bits just stops, and then it goes around the corner and then starts again. But this bit is just like really odd. It's got like an elevator there, which isn't even in line with the other elevator. It's a bit really weird actually. And yeah, as you can see me trying to like, just put in that top bar to make it more rounded at the top. We've got loads and loads of space to work with above the roof because it's 4 high, and then we've got the ceiling block, and then we've got like a floor block above that. Like there's so much we can work with the roof, which is quite good. So you can see me messing up the stairs there, which is really good. There we go. I'm just colouring it in. This is why I didn't really like it with the whole just light grey. It just looks a bit... It looks like a really weird game, I think. It doesn't look like SGC. It just looks too clean, and I don't know. I don't like it. So when I actually switch over and you get to see that in the next episode, I think it looks better. If you guys don't think it looks better, please tell me, because that would be really good if you just go, no, you were wrong. Go back to how it was. It was more realistic that way. Because that really helps. But yeah, you can see me like switching someone. Yeah, so there's this weird episode where Carter gets taken over by some sort of robot because they sent a probe through the gate, and it's radio waves like damaged her or something. SGC fans, or SG1 fans will definitely know what I'm talking about. Real fans that know every episode like I do. It's bad, isn't it? So yeah, what the hell am I doing now? Something. Oh god, I know what this bit is. I'm now onto the coloured bits of red wool. Well, red wool, blue wool, green wool. It's really weird. There's all these different colours. I think they're supposed to be going to different areas. Like it's supposed to be able to lead you. It does make sense, right? So you like start at one area and go, I had to get to medical bay. I'll follow blue or something, you know, and that's how you get there. What doesn't make sense is something that you'll see in a minute. There seems to be a blue line that goes from elevator number 1 to elevator number 2. And elevator number 1 and 2 are right next to each other. It's like the stupidest thing ever. I don't know if it's just like the pictures and stuff that I've grabbed. Like, there's a lot of pictures online of like the SGC that's been computerized, rather than it being... from the TV show, if that makes sense. Like, there's actually more people that are like fans that have actually made it, rather than people that have done other stuff. It's really weird, but there you go. So yeah, there's a blue line from the pictures that goes literally from one elevator to the other. I've got to watch the TV show again and just see if that's actually true. But there you go, you can see me draw a green line. So green line goes that way. I don't know where it goes to. We'll find out later on, I guess, when I start looking at the pictures for that. I'm just cutting the corners a little bit more to make it more rounded. It's less true that way. It's pretty sudden. It just suddenly goes at like a 45-degree angle and then cuts back to normal again. It's a bit weird. But yeah, no, what are we talking about? So yeah, so that circular bit reminds me of that episode. And for some reason, the elevators always remind me of O'Neill coming out of the elevators, because they just did like loads of shots of him just going in the elevators and just appearing for work or whatever, or going home or something. It's really weird, isn't it? Stuff that you remember from it. Yeah, also behind this wall that we're kind of like looking at, I don't know what it is. There's a room, but we've never seen inside the room. So I might make it like an armory. I know that another Minecraft map has actually done that. They've made it into an armory. So I'm thinking I might do the same, because they must be right, surely. Maybe. I'm guessing so anyway. If they've found it somewhere, it was actually an armory. But yeah, there's not that much information. There's like a lot of information about like the main rooms, and then there's these other rooms that just seem to be there that don't make as much sense. Quite a lot of them. And now I'm just running around. I think it's to try and look at how it looks, but it just looks too like grey, doesn't it? There's no colour to it. Grr. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to put some extra details in off camera as well with this one. But yeah, look, like, it's too light grey. I'm really glad that I change it in the next episode. That's the only thing about recording afterwards that you know what happens. Actually, I haven't even recorded the next episode. I'm going to record that in a bit. There you go, look, spoiler alert. Now, for the actual pipe work that's going on top, I've just used the glass panes. It just seemed like the simplest thing to do is actually use just coloured glass panes. So I've got like different ones. There's like red and green were the main ones that I could see. So it kind of just made sense just to shove those in and have those going on. And then the next thing we're doing is just using, for lights, actually thinking about using quartz instead. There you go, here's a glowstone block. Just looked too chunky. So what I did instead is use the quartz slabs as the actual lights, because they look more like the lights. But then, because I've got the invisible glowstone, I can actually use that to do lighting. I think I actually changed it in a minute as well. I think I changed the height of that. I think I put it up one more, because it seemed to work better there, or whatever. I also changed where the glowstone is as well. I think that's that was off camera. I'm sure it was off camera, so I won't actually be able to see that bit. But I do change it a little bit. Mainly because if you're jumping up and down, which Minecraft players do a lot, it's true, you hit into these random like invisible blocks and it kind of annoys you, or it annoys me anyway. So I decided to change that around a little bit. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So what are we doing now? Yeah, we're going to put another red line in, because there's another red line that kind of goes around the corner, and it's a bit weird, this corner. Well, that's just a bit weird. It's not at all. It just kind of like goes around it. It's pretty normal, I'd say. Yeah, we'll have a look at it in a bit anyway. I'm sure we will. Or we seem to be ending the episode. Or am I not? No, I'm going back. I'm going back. I'm going back. Okay. So this is the problem. I don't know when the end of the actual episode is. But yeah, next episode, I think what we'll be doing anyway is probably getting onto the control room. I think that's going to be, because that's like another major feature. Because it's such a major feature, you kind of want to get the space for it right. And then like corridors, you can kind of work around, even if they're not 100% accurate, they still can kind of work. There you can see where I'm going with that and switching over. There you go, so that makes sense. But that's pretty much it for this episode, guys. I'm going to try and end it here so that, yeah, it's not too bad. But hopefully you've enjoyed these random ramblings on these first 3 episodes. Sorry the audio didn't record. That's just the way it is, I guess. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.